Welcome back everyone for a daunting, dismal Demetri diatribe. Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 2 Watch Party! Since Season 1, the character who splits the fandom in the most unique way is definitely Demetri. I say the disagreement over him is unique in that most of his negative and positive traits aren't immediately clear. Any one particular moment can perhaps be explained or rationalized. I understand why people are attracted to him. There's a lot of people who relate to him. He's smart and into dorky stuff. He talks the way they do.
Give each other hand jobs.
Okay, I mean, maybe most of you don't talk like that, but you get the point. It's only looking at the conglomerate, the full man or man-presenting person, does he start to grate the nerves. But at the same time, a deeper look saw his character making massive improvements. He grew up, learned from his mistakes. His worst traits were discarded, and he improved on where he was strong. And he improved across the board. That is what you want in anyone, and especially a character. I cataloged all of this in two separate videos. The first was Demetri's dumbest dialogue, where I looked at some of the most annoying things he said in the first two seasons. The second was Demetri's dating do's and don'ts. That looked at how he went from a self-admitted loser to hooking up with his dream girl. Now, we can still learn a lot of his character from his attraction to Yasmin. When we first meet him, he admits he is the king of the loser table, with no hope of losing his virginity. But at the same time, he openly fawns over Yasmin. He knows exactly who she is and what she's like. He calls her the meanest girl in school because she is. Like, that is what he's attracted to. He wants a mean girl who runs over all the other girls and most of the boys. That right up front said a lot about his character. He was also the pinnacle of no self-confidence. He talked down on Miguel's learning karate and constantly criticized the process of training. Even Daniel had had enough of his negative attitude, but he changed. He got a lot more confident and was able to assert himself. He eventually ended up with Yasmin. It was always a little rocky, but she was totally into him. Together, they were the meanest couple in school. At least they used to be, but they both had improved upon that. She even pulled him away at prom for, well, something or not, depending on who you ask. The main point is he was less annoying. He came back, used his hacking skills at the pivotal moment, and even got his badly needed beatdown on Kyler. It was a long time coming. It was like there he was, he made it. But then Season 6 came and things started going off the rails. MIT is important to him, sure, but he wasn't there yet. He still had very important things in front of him, like the Sekai Taikai. He made the first cut, but was totally talking down on himself. It was frustrated. Why even try if you're gonna act like you're already out and you're gonna get your butt kicked? But then Yasmin knocked some sense into him. She doesn't want to date a loser. That doesn't mean you have to win every time, but notice Demetri accepted defeat before it was even over. That is what was giving her the ick. Your mind should be focused and determined. You have to visualize doing your best before you even get to the event. Demetri was trying to emotionally prepare himself for defeat. It's a defense mechanism. He's saying, I will likely lose anyway beforehand, so that he doesn't feel bad when it happens. His feelings aren't hurt then. Except when you talk like that, you will your own defeat into existence. That's why top winners don't tolerate that sort of talk. Luckily for him, Yasmin wasn't putting up with it. She doesn't want to date those losers. So while Yasmin's motivation was good, he acted like a spoiled toddler when Hawk admitted he was considering other schools than MIT. Yeah, Hawk probably should have been more upfront about it, but he even says he held off saying anything because he knew how Demetri would react. He was completely correct. The idea of friends going to different colleges is hardly original. Besides, in today's world of text messaging and social media, you aren't really abandoning the person, especially if you want to stay friends. Demetri's reaction to feel so betrayed reveals him as a selfish jerk. He is approaching early seasons of Sam selfish. Hawk has every right to consider other schools. He's smart academically and will likely get into different schools. There's no reason to be chained to a commitment he made years ago. Hawk is not the dweeb from Season 1, and it's understandable a massive alpha karate champion isn't gonna want to go to a school like MIT, or at least keep the options open. and it's not even a commitment. He may still get into MIT and go there. He just didn't preemptively close the door to everywhere else. But yet, Demetri snapped. He backstabbed his friend to get to the Sekai Taikai. Now granted, Barnes had said no rules, so it was legal, but Hawk was putting friendship first. Hawk knew that they both knew he was better for the dojo as a whole. Everyone knew Hawk was the better fighter and would do better for the dojo at the Sekai Taikai. So by taking advantage of an offer of truce and friendship to get into the tournament, he is taking away from the whole dojo. However, at least part of this is the fault of Mike Barnes in the selection process he used, but that's another story. Unfortunately, nothing got better at the tournament itself. It turns out Demetri's behavior in part 1 of season 6 was just a preview of what was to come. Where Sam was the most annoying character in the early seasons of the show, she has been totally replaced by Demetri now. He was intolerable. It started out with his negative attitude. He was still bitter at Hawk for the whole MIT thing. Like, who cares? You're at a world karate tournament and in a beautiful exotic city. Focus on what's in front of you. But alas, he didn't. The lack of focus showed. He was very quickly eliminated in the first match. No good. Kwan didn't like him and made short work of him. Da-Eun, who was freaking out about cheating to get there, did far better than Demetri did. In fact, Da-Eun was far better for the team as a whole than Demetri. Where Demetri kept bringing up the discord, Da-Eun fought for team unity. She even stood up to Sam, who was bitching that Johnny wanted to fight hard and score points. It's hard to confront your captain, but Da-Eun knew she was wrong and wasn't afraid to say it. If the sensei puts out a strategy, the dojo should rally around it. The biggest contrast was in the raised platform fight for eliminations. The fight wasn't going well, and Robbie got out early. Da-Eun hopped in and managed to quickly knock a Dublin Thunder's girl right off. Nice hit. Later, when she was fighting with Hawk, she tackled their female team captain clear off the platform. To clarify, there are only 6 members of the other team, and Da-Eun knocked off 2 of them. That's 1/3 of their fighting strength. Miguel also knocked off 2 fighters. On the other hand, Demetri, after knocking his opponent down with an easy opportunity to hit him off the platform, chose the option of instead focusing on Hawk's fight, of which Hawk was clearly winning. Instead of a simple push to get the guy off, he does a stupid elaborate spin kick and knocks Hawk down with the other fighter. That is a net of 0 opponents. He knocked the other guy off, but also his own teammate. Frankly, Hawk would have had the guy himself. Demetri literally made it worse. Plus, he got knocked down himself while reflecting on his own stupid confusion. So thus far, Demetri is a negative contributor to the dojo. He gets out super fast and eliminates his own teammates. His talk in the hotel room about how they should just quit now is even worse. He should not be on the team. But he didn't end there. Ultimately, Da-Eun confessed and Kenny showed up to take her place. Ignoring the point that Kenny should have been replacing Demetri, his first reaction is that Kenny can't be trusted. He's already sowing discord in the team. How are they going to fight together and function together with Demetri telling everyone not to trust Kenny? They can't work as a tag team when Demetri says no one should tag him in. Again, this isn't that his contribution to the dojo is 0. It's literally less than 0. He's making it harder for the team to function, fight, and win. That makes sense as his constant talking about what college he's going to reveals his mindset. He is not focused on the tournament. It is a failure of both Daniel and Johnny as senseis that they allowed this disharmony to continue. You do not go into the World Championships and act like it's no big deal because you got into a good college. It would be one thing if Demetri were just screwing up for himself, but he's messing everyone up. He is letting his team down. It is the responsibility of the team captains and the senseis to put an end to it, and none of them did. Frankly, that is sad. Also remember how Demetri got there in the first place? Because his dear girlfriend, Yasmin, gave him a kick in the ass. He was ready to just call it quits, but she wasn't accepting that. She encouraged him to practice and give it his all. Do you remember how she basically made him a better man? Well, guess how he repaid her. While they were out relaxing, Maria from the Spanish team was looking for a little side action. Obviously, she went for Hawk first, but Hawk, who's with Moon, turned her down easy. He knows better. Demetri, on the other hand, yeah, he accepted the offer. First off, He was literally her second choice. Even if you realize sometimes stuff like that happens, it's rather unbecoming to openly and enthusiastically accept the offer to be a second choice immediately. Like, have some self-respect, dude. But of course, even worse to that is that he is in a relationship with Yasmin. He owes everything to her and jumped at the chance to dance with another girl. Didn't even give it much thought. Not since Samantha has anyone in this show been so reckless and disloyal. It's pathetic. Now, some people have said it wasn't so bad. He didn't hook up with her, and Yasmin was overreacting. I would say dancing and even dancing with other people is okay. Dancing like this with another girl is too far. To try and argue this isn't technically grinding is too fine a thread. Plus, Yasmin called and broke him off. Who knows where he would have stopped if she hadn't. Maria, like Zara, was looking for a little American-made sausage. She wanted to see if an American cowboys are packing a 6-shooter or an 8-shooter. She just wanted something different. We don't know how far Demetri would have gone, but we know he already went too far. I mean, clearly, even in the brawl, she was shooting her shot with him. What a jerk. Respect your woman, especially when she's out of your league. He deserved to get dumped. While it's unclear what will happen in the finale, Demetri has massively ruined standing as a respectable character. Where previously you could point to him as an example of growth and progress, now he becomes the example of arrogance and short-sightedness. Demetri is the example of how you can work hard for something and very quickly throw it all away. He worked hard to hone his karate skills. He worked hard to land his dream girl. He threw it all away, and what is worse is he's taking his teammates down with him. Somewhat literally. That is not cool. Demetri, get your shit together. For the rest of you, consider buying some of my new merch. You want to because it supports the channel and would look great on you. Now have a great day. I'll see you at the next watch party.